This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now, clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham.
Hartley just took Sophie Cunningham out of the game with what looked like a brutal leg collision, and then she was caught on camera smiling while Cunningham limped off in clear pain. Was this an accident or something worse? And why did the refs let it stand? Fans and even Cunningham's family blasted the officiating, demanding accountability after yet another dangerous play left a player hurt.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty.
Hartley's long record of hair pulling, dragging opponents to the floor, and reckless scuffles is fueling outrage online. Fans and pundits are now demanding discipline with calls for an investigation, maybe even suspension piling up. It all set the stage for the moment that changed everything when Cunningham went down and the Fever season flashed before their eyes. Does Hartley deserve a suspension? How should the WNBA protect its stars? Let us know down in the comments below. Let's go.
The play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
Thought it was just another routine possession until Sophie Cunningham crumpled to the floor. Bria Hartley had driven hard toward the basket in the second quarter, pushing through traffic when her momentum carried straight into Cunningham's right leg. But was it truly an accident? Cunningham immediately reached for her knee before collapsing onto the hardwood. She winced in pain, tried to sit up, and then went down again, unable to rise on her own. Trainers rushed out, helping her from the court as she leaned on their shoulders, still clutching her knee. Moments later, she was ruled out for the rest of the game and sent to the locker room.
Oh, and Cunningham is down. My goodness.
Timeout. Fever.
Should be. In a scary moment as we went to commercial, Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
The reaction from those who saw it up close said everything. Fever head coach Stephanie White admitted later that her first thought watching Cunningham's fall was, holy shit. It was the kind of stunned response you only have when a player's body clearly doesn't move the way it's supposed to. Slow motion replays didn't soften the blow either. In fact, they made it worse. The angle of contact, Cunningham clutching her knee, the grimace spread across her face. It all left players and fans frozen in place.
Indiana Fever fans wake up pissed off today. Pissed off. Not only are we getting assaulted, but they're smiling about it. This is the 6th time they've smiled, laughed, and cheered on our Indiana Fever players getting assaulted, getting injured. And it pisses me.
The officials never even reviewed the play, letting the game continue without interruption. That decision quickly became its own flashpoint. Fans blasted what they saw as a lack of awareness from the referees. Social media filled with comments accusing the league of failing to protect its players. Cunningham's sister, Lindsay, added her own voice, criticizing the officiating and pointing out how the WNBA often fines players for speaking out instead of fixing inconsistent calls. Her mother, Paula, went further, accusing Hartley personally of being out of control on the court, though she later deleted her post. Even so, their frustration reflected what many Fever supporters already felt, that the moment was mishandled and that Sophie wasn't given proper protection in a dangerous situation.
Bria Hartley deserves zero benefit of the doubt. And Sophie Cunningham's family not too happy.
For Indiana, this wasn't just another injury. It was a major blow in a season already riddled with setbacks. The Fever were missing Caitlin Clark with a groin issue, while Ari McDonald and Sydney Carlson had already been ruled out for the year. Losing Cunningham added yet another hole at a time when the roster was already stretched, leaving little stability in the backcourt. On top of her scoring and toughness, Cunningham's leadership had been critical in keeping the team afloat. Now, with even more weight falling on an already thin rotation, their playoff hopes looked fragile. And yet, This play was about more than just what happened between the lines. The hit, the injury, the referee response, all of it set off a public firestorm that extended far beyond the court. In the hours that followed, frustration only grew as more people pointed out another detail from that night. Cameras caught Hartley's reaction after the collision, and what looked like a smile as Cunningham was helped off the court. That single image changed the conversation completely, making all
kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for it. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
A player rides on the floor with a knee injury, and moments later the cameras lock onto Bria Hartley smirking. That single image broadcast in real time and clipped seconds later became the centerpiece of the controversy. Fans seized on it immediately. To them, this wasn't just a moment of bad optics. It looked like Hartley laughing as Sophie Cunningham was helped off the court, and that struck a nerve across every corner of social media.
Listen, Sophie Cunningham was targeted, y'all. I'm telling you right now, Sophie Cunningham was targeted by Bria Hartley, and it just is what it is. It is what it is. I don't want to sit here and play games and act like, you know, she wasn't. She was targeted by Bria Hartley, and that's just the fact of the matter. And people can act like it's not all they want. I told you guys this girl was a dirty player, and that's all she did today was show how dirty she is.
What had already been a heated debate over a reckless collision now had its face. Hartley's grin at the exact moment emotions were raised for fans already convinced the play looked intentional. The smirk felt like confirmation. That's the crucial turning point because it turned suspicion into outrage, and suddenly the collision wasn't just an ugly foul. It was the tipping point for a narrative about accountability.
Look, you can tell Bria Hartley, in my opinion, she launched herself into her knee. She did. And I've seen some of the reaction online, and guys, it's despicable. It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is. It's members of the old WNBA fandom, the ones that root for Paige Beckers and Angel Reese and Asia Wilson and all the usual damn suspect.
The context around Hartley made that clip sting even harder. If this were another player with a clean reputation, maybe the reaction softens. People might chalk it up to adrenaline, frustration, or misread frame. But Hartley's highlight reel already carries baggage, and fans dug it all back up. Earlier this year, she was caught on camera yanking Angel Reese's hair during a rebound, sparking fury on both benches. In another game, she got into a scuffle with Rebecca Allen that led to her ejection.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound, and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy, and a shove on Nelson Adota. And listen, this arena, typically we'll see some ringside fights, and Charles this time trying to fight through the official, points a long finger. And as both teams walk to their respective corner.
But we mentioned the physicality and that last possession, the contact being let go. This time, I think it was accidental by Hartley. And then Reese just with a big reaction. And Tina Charles, being the vet that she is, going to stick up for her team. If you know anything about Angel Reese, she is going to go hard. She's tough. She cares about making a stand for her team. And I love the reaction from Tina Charles as a vet. You want to see your vet.
Cares about making a stand for her team. And I love the reaction from Tina Charles as a vet. She's also had dust-ups with Skylar Diggins, and others reported clashes that have built a pattern in the public eye. None of these moments alone define a career, but strung together, they create a perception that's difficult to defend.
And again, the big steal by NECA, and they're rolling. Diggins has it, and the frustration foul.
So when clips of her laughing after Cunningham's injury resurfaced, people didn't see it as an isolated incident. They lined it up with those earlier confrontations and painted a bigger picture. Hartley as a repeat offender, someone who crosses a line too often. Hartley has developed a reputation among fans and some writers as a dirty player. Outlets began weighing in, connecting the dots between her past and the Cunningham collision, suggesting the league may have to respond with suspension. Analysts described the smirk as the moment that crystallized a narrative already in motion. Others pointed out that her previous incidents had gone largely unpunished, fueling the belief she could play recklessly without fear of consequences. That perceived lack of accountability is exactly what made the smile cut so deep for many viewers.
This is Bria Hartley right here, grinning from ear to ear with Sophie Cunningham smiling. I mean, that's despicable, folks. There's no other way to look at it. Yeah, how about this right here? That chick grinning after Caitlin Clark got slammed to the ground. And then this chick. I mean, really? Unbelievable.